Hey everybody, James Shepard here with another edition of the Merchant Sales Insight. Today we're continuing kind of a mini series. I'm doing one of these each quarter where we're talking about how to sell retail. Last quarter we talked about inventory management. So not the most sexy or exciting topic to discuss, but one that is a core, underpinning of the retail business. And when you understand topics like that, it's really, really going to be helpful. So I would encourage you to go back and read that one. You can go to ccsalespro.com/insights. Scroll down a bit and you'll find it there in, about retail and introduction to inventory. In this one, we're going to talk about, I think, a much more exciting topic. It is in-store pickup. And this is one of those things where local business should actually have a huge advantage over, say, Amazon or even Walmart with this idea of, in-store pickup. But we don't. The small businesses don't, because they're just not enabled with the right technology to do that. So I talked in the last episode about this a little bit, but kind of this idea of providing an omni-channel solution to the retail owner. I worked on this one with Retail Cloud, so it's retailcloud.com, because you need to make sure you're giving your retail clients a system that has one database for inventory, and that database covers both in-store pickup, delivery, shipping things out, for instance, as well as what's done in the store. And that's crucial because if somebody, let's say, goes online and they see a product that they want, they select that product and, they say, I'm going to come pick that up later. Well, then somebody from the store needs to go get that off the shelf so that another buyer, another person doesn't buy that item. Things like that are really important. But today, what I want to talk to you about is how small retailers can compete with Amazon. And I want to talk about specialization and expertise. And then I want to talk about geography and urgency. And so these are 4 components that go together where you can really help your retail clients to compete with Amazon and Walmart and other giants like that. So let's start off by talking about specialization and expertise. So the reality of retail today is that if you want to be a thriving small retail business, you most likely need to leverage both specialization and expertise. So when you think about kind of the local, market, that existed, most of those have shut down. And the reason they've shut down is because there's now a Walmart supercenter, right? And so you're going to have certain areas where it's really a rural area and people don't want to drive 45 minutes to the nearest Walmart. So you've got a little kind of more of a convenience store type thing. But that idea of kind of the decent sized market that sells a little bit of everything, those have really struggled. The ones that have done well are retail stores where they have some kind of a specialization. In the actual, ebook version of this, I gave the example of a hobby store that specializes in remote control airplanes, right? And so when you look at that, how do they differentiate themselves from an Amazon or something like that? Well, it's not necessarily what they sell. In other words, you can go to Amazon and buy pretty much any remote control airplane that you want, any part that you want, anything like that. But it's the fact that they specialize and people can come into the store and actually see merchandise and look at it and say, okay, that's what that looks like. That's what that one looks like. But even more so in that case, it's the expertise, right? So it's the idea of having that expert staff that's able to say, well, actually, you may not want that engine for that plane. Maybe you want this other one, or let me give you a tip on how to do this. Even better, come to our workshop that we do once every quarter where we give special tips on how to construct a better remote control plane. Maybe they offer memberships. One of a little thriving retail store out where my parents live near Chicago, they specialize in remote control planes, which is what kind of made me think of that example. And it's really interesting, actually. They have their own airfield. So it's like they bought this big field, right? And they made this airfield thing there. And that airfield is fantastic. And it's people go there and they fly their airplanes and they charge a membership fee monthly to have access to the airfield. That is an example of specialization and expertise, right? Amazon doesn't have a runway in your local area where you can fly your remote control airplane, right? They do have that at this little store. So people will go there and they'll go in and get special discounts because of their membership. The people behind the counter are experts at what they do. So it's like, if you're going to be involved in remote control airplanes, you want to go physically to this store. However, you maybe don't want to go specifically to this store and drive an hour if they don't have in-store pickup where you can go online and see what they have to offer, right? So from a technology perspective here, we're talking about specialization and expertise. We also need to talk about location, geography, and urgency, right? So in other words, you know, if I if I have a store for people that are, really enthusiastic about RC airplanes, there's probably not that many people in my local market within, 5 miles of me that are going to be really into that. So that means I'm going out further. Now, there are absolutely going to be people who are enthusiastic enough about RC planes that, maybe I'm going to take my kid, I'm going to take Donnie, my 10-year-old son, and we're going to drive 45 minutes or an hour even to go to this airfield because they're doing a beginner's class on how to fly your remote control airplane, right? And when we go down there, obviously, we're going to also stop by the store to get whatever parts we need and things like that, right? So you see this kind of connection, but because it's spread out so much, before I go, I need to be able to go online and I need to see everything about this business. I need to be able to see, well, when is this event, right? What events are available? What products are available? Do they have the kind of parts that I need for my airplane that I'm building with my son, right? Do they have an airplane that I would want to buy? What kind of a selection do they have? Do they have a big selection? Well, I want to reserve what I want. I want to go ahead and pay for it now so that when I get there, I can just pick it up and go straight to the airfield. Right? You understand the point here? So you can apply this to a lot of different types of retail businesses, but at the end of the day, to facilitate this, they need a point of sale system that is robust for their in-store experience, but where they're also able to manage their inventory in a way that's efficient and in a way that's going to integrate with the online experience for somebody that wants to do some kind of in-store pickup, order it online, and then come pick it up at the store. So that way they know that it is available. So if you are looking for a solution that can provide this type of functionality to your clients, let me encourage you to go to retailcloud.com. I really believe that most of you, if you're selling retail, you should have a relationship with retailcloud.com. I mean, you really should. They have just an incredible suite of features and software that they make available. And it is processor agnostic. So you can build it out with your processor. I've talked a lot lately about, technology partnerships. Well, one of the cool ways that you can do that is find a company like a Retail Cloud, have an actual partnership with them where you say, hey, let's work together to really market what you have through our agent channel, right? And have those conversations and set that up. So that's Retail Cloud. Fantastic solution. Again, talk to your retailers about the way they manage inventory. Go through the last insight I did on that. Then talk to them about in-store pickup. Do they have in-store pickup? Right? Can people go online and see everything they have to offer and reserve something and then come pick it up? If not, odds are if they're a successful retail store, they're probably very specialized and they're probably dealing with some kind of, urgency as well. I didn't really talk about that too much here, but they're probably dealing with some urgency as well. For instance, like if I want to buy flowers for my wife today, I'm not going to go to 1-800-Flowers because I need to pick them up on my way home, right? So I can, right. So there's that urgency piece as well that they're local. But again, I need to be able to go online and see what their selection is. What do they have available? So very important that they have an online presence. And with Retail Cloud, once they load the inventory in from the items on the shelf, they can really, with just a few button clicks, they can push that and make it available in an online format and enable things like in-store pickup and even shipping options. So my name is James Shepard. Our sponsor was retailcloud.com. This has been the Merchant Sales Insight.